tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Look at you, James.
Ooh, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to hold it up.
Look at you, James. We're a little bit late for the Nooner crew today, but for good reason. Real good reason. Jables finally got her hair did.
I told you yesterday.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good.
You look good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Real sassy.
Thanks. It's a process, but.
Why is it a process?
Well, we first got to get the color.
Yeah.
Then we got to get the cut. Yeah.
And then, then we put it all together.
Then we put
make
it
a
all
little
together.
baby. Make it a little baby. Roll it in the dough. And then we make some arms and legs. And we make a baby grow. No?
Yeah,
That's off the cuff.
So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, James, you might as well enjoy it because any day we're going to get canceled, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I feel like everything's over. I've said this for weeks, and everybody's like, you might be a naysayer, a doomsdayer.
Yeah, there's no way they can get everybody.
They're going to play that clip over and over again. There's no way they can get everybody. There's no way they can get everybody.
I'm above the law. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
We'll start with Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
Whenever a lot of weird words and or phrases or celebrities trend in the news for different reasons, you're like, oh, man, I feel like it's just cancel culture bingo, where I'm like, ooh, what's this one? Click. Oh, that person's gone.
Lady Antebellum.
Yeah. We'll get to Lady A.
Lady A.
Terrible name.
I think that's what people were calling them anyways.
No, they weren't.
Like, yeah, they were.
No, there was another singer named Lady A. You want to start with them? We'll start with them. Since
no, I'm just saying. No, carry on.
Digging into it.
No.
Aunt Jemima was the first one that was trending number one, and I was like, what the fuck happened with her?
Did she die?
That's what I thought. I was like, is the aunt dead? Is my sweet Jemima dead? Is she gone? No. They are canceling Aunt Jemima altogether, the pancake syrup girl, and I guess Quaker is the one that owns that. And they said, yes, this is based on a racial stereotype.
Yes.
I was unaware of that, actually.
Were you?
I was, yeah. I
Why?
just thought it was like a friendly aunt. I thought she made her own syrup. I never really dug into the backstory of Aunt Jemima. Do you know it, actually?
No, I don't think there's any real story. This is pretty widely known stuff of
Yeah. The TV's pointed the other way, but
of Aunt Jemima. It's the classic stereotype of the big, your slave or whatever.
Is it really? I didn't know that, actually. I thought it was a friendly thing.
Like a mammy type of thing. Remember mammy dolls?
Got it.
Remember mammy dolls? People had mammy dolls, and that was
I remember Mammy from Gone with the Wind, but
yeah. So there you go. You just answered your own question. I didn't know you didn't.
What's that?
I didn't know you didn't know
about Aunt Jemima. No, I did not actually.
Yeah.
I don't. Contrary to popular belief, I don't really look into the backstory of products or anything. Do I assume that Ronald McDonald fucked kids? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. It's a grown man who's dressed in clown makeup, but I didn't do any deep dive on him. I don't know who Ronald McDonald is based on.
Right.
I don't know if the Hamburgo's a real thief, or he's just out there stealing hearts left and right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not the same, but
to be totally honest, I thought this was a fictional character that they just created for a product. Like Mr. Clean. That's not a real person, is it?
No.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Some of these things I just assume it's a marketing ploy where it's like, all right,
right. So if
character.
If it is like a made up character and the made up character is like classic, slave days of having your Aunt Jemima, your mammy and stuff like that, then yeah, it would make sense.
Okay. Got it. Because I'm confused because we still have the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an Indian head on a goddamn helmet.
Yeah, that one is still very interesting to me as well.
But that one's a fictional dude, as far as I know. It's a fictional person on the helmet, just some form of logo. Thought the same thing with Aunt Jemima, so I guess not. But that's gone. I'm sure everything else will go too after that. Is Mrs. Butterworth? Pull up Mrs. Butterworth. Is that a white? Is it white?
That's definitely like there's no face to it.
Okay. Is that a fake person?
It has some connotations, huh?
Put it on the screen there.
It has what? I don't think it has a race, really. I think it's just a lady. Right.
Hard to tell. Is that on screen right now? Yeah.
Yeah, so it is definitely.
Is it the syrup? Is it a white person with a syrup body? Or, is that based on a real person too?
Yeah.
I'm not really here's what, that's why I'm not really sure. Like, I just assumed most products from back in the day were fictionalized just simply to sell shit. Because that's how it used to be with the ads back in the day, where you try to come up with, some form of fictional hero to sell your products, and that's kind of it. Was not aware that Aunt Jemima was based on a real person. But we'll check it. We'll look into Mrs. Butterworth now. We're going to start digging through all the characters now.
No, it's not based on a real person. It's based on a derogatory stereotype. So,
okay,
it is a fictional character based on a derogatory.
All right, but it says Mrs. Butterworth. We don't know.
Miss Butterworth, not sure, but Aunt Jemima was pretty clearly.
What about Betty Crocker? Is that a real person? See, this is what I'm talking about. I have no idea.
No, we're definitely okay with this.
No, here's why we're not. Because I think this is where you go. I'm fine with Aunt Jemima if that's what it is, right? But here's what I'm saying is going to happen. You're going to start digging through every product now to figure out if that's a real person, if we should cancel it, what it's based on, everything else. Like, that's going to keep going on, Jabes, forever, right?
Yeah, probably.
I would honestly say, after yesterday, the Washington Redskins logo can't be far behind.
It should have been gone a really long time ago.
It's still there.
I know. I'm just saying, like.
The Cleveland Indians, still there. I think they did away with Chief Wahoo, the fictional cartoon character of the Indian. But
right.
I would say, based on all of this, you're going to start combing through every logo and everything in history, and then just start ousting that as well. It's gone. The Washington Redskins are next, probably.
Yeah, they should have been first.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that,
Definitely.
Everything is going to be canceled. Every single thing, including, look, man, D'Elia got canceled last night.
He did. Not in the same vein at all, but definitely he did. This one was strange. I'll talk about it because I got a million messages this morning on the way to work, and I know his face,
everybody's saying the same thing.
His face has always bothered me.
If you haven't heard this story today about D'Elia, I was up. It was right around 11:30 last night, right? This one girl, Simone something, posted a tweet that just said, D'Elia hit on me when I was, underage or whatever it is, and I thought it was creepy and blah, blah, blah. Then like fucking 30 girls came out with their stories.
Yeah.
Some of them were 16 years old. Some of them were 17 years old. And they were all screenshots from DMs of come meet me at my hotel. Come meet me in my hotel room.
Can we make out?
I want nudes. A lot of them were I want nudes. I'll fly you to LA. I want nudes, blah, blah, blah. And some of the girls were honest. They were like, hey, man, I'm 16 years old. And some of these. And he's like, ooh. One was like 17, was like, oh, I'm sorry. Is that bad? And then just kind of kept going with it. The first comment of that won the internet last night was, the weird thing about D'Elia is this is exactly who I thought it would be, like would be doing this shit. Because he's played this character now twice in two different things.
Yes.
Especially in You.
The first thing I thought was You, which was you recall a scene where he is trying to seduce a 16-year-old. 15-year-old, I think. The
whole thing was he was taking nudes of these underage girls, and then he gets killed by Joe, and that is literally the new season of You. And he is a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Who doesn't drink, and
gosh, and I just thought,
method acting, I guess. But everybody's asking me about, hey, man, what are my thoughts and do I know him and is this true and all this other shit. I know of him through Whitney Cummings. I do not know anything about his personal life whatsoever. And here's what I will say about the social media age and Chris D'Elia himself, right? Is I didn't, luckily, I didn't, and I've always said this for years of like, man, I missed the boat on social media. Apparently I did not miss the boat on social media because everything you have, you can, screenshot or take, pictures of and do whatever. And it lives forever kind of, right? I didn't have MySpace or any of that shit. I don't think I got on any form of social media platform until like 2012.
Right.
But by that point, I was an adult man. And, I'm not out trolling for fucking Instagram models and shit like that, right? It was way before my time, luckily. And my time in social media, I should say, because social media's been around forever. I mean, fucking Dane Cook was the master of MySpace, and that's how he created his whole thing. With Chris D'Elia, he's been famous for a while now, and he's a massive comedian, and that is cool, so to speak, and like the one good-looking comedian, kind of, right? That's
good looking.
That's what people have said, and that's kind of how he's billed, right?
Oh, okay.
When you're doing shows like this all the time, all over the country, when you're this big in the stand-up world, typically doing about an hour set per night. But you're in these cities sometimes for 3 to 4 days, especially the big ones like, Washington or New York or Philly, and you're doing 3 or 4 nights. You don't have anything to do with the other 16 to 17 hours of your time. Therefore, I'm sure, like these exact stories say, I'm sure he was just trolling through hot-ass Instagram models in whatever city and trying to hook up. Whether or not he did or not is unclear by a lot of these screenshots. Some of these girls have said, hey, man, I'm 16 years old. There was, I think, 2 or 3 of them that were like, I'm 16 or I'm 17. One of the 17-year-old girl was just like, is that bad?
He said, is that bad?
Yeah, he
right?
said, is that bad? Yeah. And she was like, I don't know. And still gave him her number. Who knows what happened? I'm sure this story is just opening up right now, and I'm sure some other people will come forward. There was another female comic last night and early this morning who just said, yeah, man, I looked up to him, and when I was doing stand-up, and he's a fucking dirtbag and blah, 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 blah. I have no idea, actually, like behind the scenes. There's a lot of people I know about behind the scenes, but he's not one of them, to be honest with you. Like, he doesn't drink, so he's not out at the clubs fucking partying or going to bars and shit. So I have no idea, to be honest with you. What a weird thing to happen to you in the middle of the night. Because all I kept thinking was, again, I was reading this at like 11:30, 12 last night. His time, it was probably 8:30. And you're just spinning now at this point. And I don't know what happens today.
I don't know what happens today. I think, his comedian friends are calling him now, texting him now.
Yes, privately.
Yeah. Figuring out what the fuck happened, what the fuck's going on.
The weirdest thing is
this Rossi.
It started from one post last night.
Yeah, this Simone Rossi girl is pretty funny and clearly knew what was going on. Like, he was like, send me a pic, and she sent him a picture of a panda.
Oh, really?
And he's like, oh, right, the panda dick pic or whatever. And she's like, they're very exotic. And she was like, imagine being groomed, being a 16-year-old being groomed by a stand-up comedian twice your age, and the only reason you never met up with him and never got physically molested was because you just got a boyfriend that was your own age before it was time to meet up.
Correct.
So I'm sure there's plenty of girls that aren't as fucking savvy as this one, which she obviously is.
Yeah.
When Chris D'Elia asks you to send him a pic and you send him a picture of a panda, kind of funny.
It's really funny. So, look, if it's true, because in every article I read this morning, because this shit happens and you're like, all right, is this going to gain steam and pick up like national media coverage? And then it was in Newsweek this morning and Yahoo and all that other stuff. The word grooming just kept coming up over and over and over again. And it was like,
I love.
I know. I know. That's
For
your
other
word.
things, though, I'm say they're grooming me at the grocery store to check myself out, not like that. Like, I hate when it's used in that way because it's so creepy.
Right.
It's such a creepy notion, but it's exactly what happens. You sort of like, oh, send me a pic. Oh, you sort of joke. Or you're sort of like, oh, can we make out? And you just sort of slowly make it so it's okay that you do what you do.
Yeah. So the thing with Bert Kreischer that we talked about 2 days ago, where Bert was like, well, I'm deleting my entire, text messages and everything else after what happened to Jake Fromm. You're headed there. Like, I don't think that it's safe to send DMs to anyone anymore or text messages you almost have to proof everything. Maybe my buddy was correct.
By the way, there's a feature now on Instagram that you can unsend. So at any point, so you can unsend a message that you sent and it will disappear on the other person's side.
Ah, gotcha.
But that works against other people too, right? Because they could just unsend their message and only have your conversation.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's all different things that people can do with it. But for the most part, don't just, I think we can across the board, just don't do stuff like this. I mean, this one's a big one.
Underage girls is a tough one to get out from under.
Using the N-word, like these kids from Vanderpump Rules and stuff that are well within the age that we grew up knowing.
Yeah.
We all knew from the time we were born that that's not a word for us.
Right.
We don't get to say those words. So them saying them in tweets and things, bye. You're obviously just dumb. Like, I don't actually think you're racist. I think you're fucking stupid. Right?
Yeah. And, I think at this point, like, hey, man, do it at your own risk. I was in
So text messages, no. I'm saying DMs, Instagram DMs. But
all of it.
Go ahead.
I would say be.
You can't
weary.
unsend a text message. Like,
you can't. But I'm saying going
out
forward.
There,
Going forward. I think I started proofing my shit maybe 5 or 6 months ago.
And by the way, I mean, I don't want to express
to
VPN,
friends and things like that.
But like Verizon has all your text messages. So if somebody was really looking.
So is that true?
Yeah.
It is true. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
They have all of your shit.
That's crazy, man.
And they're making millions off of it. So yeah. I mean, do what you want to do as far as like deleting and stuff, but there's a whole world of people. If you are big enough, let's say Bert Kreischer, whoever, if you have enough following, there are people out there that are screenshotting any problematic thing that they see because they know it's going to be taken down or deleted or you're going to get in trouble for it or whatever. So at this point, as it's always been, like, you want to be shady.
Yeah.
Phone call, I would say.
You're going to have to do it in person is the thing. And I was thinking about, like, back to this, like, shit, man, because I didn't have any social media at the time at all. Because, like, when I was, doing all those movies and all that shit, and I had published for 12 years, she was like, look, don't let anything about your personal life out there. Not because of this. It was simply because, look, you want to be able to play a bunch of different roles and not have to have people think about your personal life and all of that shit. And then that all changed.
That's what I do.
Then that all changed in like 2011, 2012, right?
Because I'm waiting for that big role.
Yeah, damn right you are, James.
So I don't put anything out there about me. Go ahead.
But I DMs and all that other stuff never even came to mind. Nobody brought it up, questioned it, any of that other shit. So because I didn't have social media, I had to go out like to bars and shit, the old-fashioned way to meet people. Or it was just like, well,
a lot of people did.
We're going to bars. No, but in today's world, and according to this, all of these screenshots and text messages from Chris D'Elia, this was going on for 10 years.
Yeah.
Some of these were from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was just like, fuck, man. One of the girls was 2011. She was posting shit. And you were just like, Jesus Christ, who still has that?
Exactly.
It's 10 years. 10 years. Yeah, I had to go to fucking bars and all that other shit because I didn't have social media. And I was like, all right, sweet. I guess we're going to another bar tonight. Find out what happens, you know?
So
I couldn't
sorry.
look up an Instagram
You're
model.
fucking lucky, by the way. You're fucking lucky that your shit wasn't in writing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. You
Probably.
and all your fucking loser friends.
Yeah, dude. Send
Who I
nudes.
know now. How you guys doing? Well, they all have kids. They're awesome. But
Yeah.
at the time,
Dirtbags.
you fuckers,
They're all dirtbags.
you and Klain, please.
We
if you were
never
able
had
to,
any
if you were able to,
underage shit, which is like that wasn't the jam, you know?
no, you didn't.
So
I won't go any further, but I bet you motherfucking dirtbags, dude.
yeah, we were discussing humans.
Oh.
Yeah. Like disgusting.
So
humans.
yeah, we're not crying for you that you had to go to the bar. You're lucky.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You're lucky.
I agree, but it's just two different worlds. And again, if you came up in that social media and everything was on social media, which Chris D'Elia did, and he utilized it and made himself who he was through social media, shit, yeah, you're gonna be able to go back fucking 15 years and look at all that shit. Dane Cook, you could probably go back to his MySpace in fucking 02 and find shit on there. MySpace still exists. You know who owns that is Justin Timberlake.
MySpace?
Yeah, not
No,
weird.
he doesn't.
Yes, he does. And what
Please fact check that.
Yeah, look
Guys?
it up. Justin Timberlake owns. Just type in Justin Timberlake owns MySpace.
Owning MySpace?
Yeah.
Please.
So what they tried to do maybe 4 or 5 years ago was turn it into a music site for artists, and
the volume needs to be turned up. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, there
Are
it
you
is.
sure it's not just from that movie?
Justin Timberlake buys his own social media network with his MySpace investment. Told you. Come on, dude. Come on.
Okay. That's
Jabes.
another day.
So what happened was he tried to turn MySpace into a music site where artists could put all of their songs, promote their concerts, things.
And this is older?
Blah, 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 blah. Because you couldn't do it on Facebook.
Okay.
This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It's not that fucking old.
So he just got a little bit too into that character that he played in the social network.
Yeah. And look, I think he was hanging with Sean Parker because he was doing this social network. And Sean Parker is just like, yeah, fuck it. Because Sean Parker's doing some other wild shit these days.
Sean Parker is Ehrlich from, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where he's that guy?
Yeah. But he's invested in something else that's massive right now besides, because he still owns a piece of Facebook. But he owns another company that is fucking massive, and I forget what it is. But he's got his little dick in everything. He's got
he really
got that
does.
dirty little dick in a bunch of hidey holes.
He really does
And
in
he's
more
making a
ways than
ton of
one.
money.
Yeah.
Type in Sean Parker and what he owns.
But yeah.
See. He owns a bunch of shit, man. Oh, he's got kids now. He's a grown-up.
I didn't know he was a little
Net
bit of
worth $2.6 billion. That's right. He's a board member of Spotify.
Well, there you go.
Jesus Christ. And he
There
owns a
you
piece
go.
of Facebook. My
Anyways.
God, Napster.
Anyways.
Good on him. The parties that guy must have gone to over the years.
Oh my God, he still goes to.
Poonhound. I think he's married with kids now, so good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him. I always think back to that movie Social Network when he was doing blow and raging and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what the
That
fuck?
was the point.
What the fuck, Jabes?
I miss the Friendster days.
There's a plenty of fish. Were you on any of that shit?
No.
Tinder, anything?
No, I had gone. So my friend Dina, you know Dina.
Yeah.
So she went on all those, and I would just go. Plenty of Fish was kind of the like bring your friend to.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just like go with her to like make sure it was just a chill date and not like whatever. But no, I never even made a profile on anything.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't either.
Ever.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how any of that shit works.
I had too much just like hot dogs coming at me anyways. You know what I mean? Like that would have, I didn't need to then get on. You know what I mean?
Well, you were a hot bartender, so like everybody was trying to fuck the bartender.
BT Dub, I was not a hot bartender, but I was a bartender with
James.
like little to no a moral
You were
compass, and so
a
I
sexy
was
bartender.
like, good,
Yeah.
down to party.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know, just like whatever.
Did
I
your
wasn't.
body count high? Did you bone a lot of dudes?
No.
Okay.
Also, we don't say body count
We can.
at our age. At our age.
I don't think
but
anybody says it
They
at
do.
any age.
Yeah, they do.
Do they really?
Sometimes, yeah.
But
anyways, no, I was just a good time gal.
Okay.
I wasn't always like boning, but I was like down to party.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Giving handies.
No.
HJs, BJs. What does down to party mean?
I don't know. I think I was just
What's
like
your
crazy.
definition of it?
Just being crazy, like going out to the party after at like 3 a.m.
Oh,
Like
all right.
probably not like hooking up, but I was good. Like
Okay.
I had enough people that like I could hang out with, and mostly I just wanted to like party. I didn't need to like go on. I didn't need to like go onto a site and be like, I really need a relationship. Like,
Got it. So 'cause our definitions of party are probably two different entirely definitions. Mine's like when I say party, it's like, oh, we doing double P or double penny, double penetration night? Is that what we're? Because if we're partying, right? But no, but we have two different, way two different party styles altogether. Yeah,
for sure. I would rather do a 3 a.m. karaoke when like drinking out of a mug
Okay.
than like go back to your place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Got it. Yeah.
Like I'd be like, let's go to Thai Angel and get fucking drugs and drink after I get off work. Which there were probably some guys that tagged along thinking that would lead to something, but I was like, nope, still want to stay here. They're like, okay, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we're gonna get the fuck out of here, bro. That's
I'm
really
like, no,
fun.
I just got dealt in upstairs at the late night poker, so sorry, bro.
Last night, by the way, I want to. This is a weird story, but I don't really care. Last night, my child wanted to watch Monster House on Netflix, which they took off.
It was a really good show, you guys. By the way, if anyone
it's an
has,
old school movie.
it's a movie, but if anyone has kids,
Dan
like
Harmon.
it's really good.
It is. Here's the thing. So they took it off
funny.
Netflix. This is the first conversation I had with my child of why does things disappear from Netflix? And, it's one of those things, well, the rights reverted back to the studio, and now they can reshop it to another streaming app for another 2-year deal. Totally kidding. I didn't say that. I just said, hey, people in the world are evil. Netflix is one of them. Get used to it.
Oh, nice.
Let's watch another movie.
He needs to know. He needs to know now.
So
yeah.
the one that popped up in the corner of like suggested was Willy Wonka.
And old school.
Hang on. Both.
Okay.
So I looked at the one and I was like, the Johnny Depp one to me should have never been made, should never exist, and should be burned immediately. And any parent who lets their kids watch that over the original should also be drug out in the street and shot and never heard from again.
It definitely, the newer
Whatever.
one has more of a molestery vibe than the old one did.
Yeah.
And the old one did, just not as much. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
They
So
really played up the molester vibe of it.
with the kids, and especially like doing rewrites in this teen movie right now, you realize how everything has to be fast paced, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had a
creep,
yeah,
dude.
Put the two of them side by
Look
side
at
up
that
there on the
creep.
screen.
Like one is definitely like
Look
a
at those
weirdo,
fucking
and one
dirtbags.
is a fucking creep.
Ugh.
Carry on.
So, doing this rewrite and going through what a movie is again, where you're like, all right, you start to think about it from a structural standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I turned this on last night, and I was like, my memory of Willy Wonka was entirely different, I realized, than what it actually is.
For sure.
Here's the thing. The movie is great, and I don't want to shit on it because I do love it. However, it took 46 minutes on the time code. And I always look at the time code on this shit. For fucking Willy Wonka to even come out of the goddamn house. You don't even see Gene Wilder.
Oh, no, that's literally just the little bit end of the movie.
It's the last 45 minutes of the movie, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is dealing with the bullshit kids trying to get the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandpa Joe, that piece of shit. I've seen that meme for the last couple years now of like, hey, man, Grandpa Joe, poor shit, couldn't help his family, but hopped right the fuck out of bed.
Right up.
When he got that golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few things that I noticed about that, looking at the meme and going back and watching the movie, was with Grandpa Joe, he's in a bed with his parents, he's old as shit. But like, so it was Charlie, his grandpa, and then his great grandparents in this bed, and they were all sharing this bed, being old as shit, not doing anything with their lives. And it was just like, man, that's weird.
I just thought that's what like poor people did.
So did I. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, no, they're just all sharing. 3 white old people are sharing a queen bed. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? The other thing that was striking about it was what?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that was striking about it was as soon as he gets that ticket, like Charlie comes in with the ticket, the old man was just like, he holds it up and he starts singing a song. It's a full-on fucking song.
He full-on takes it from the kid.
We have a golden ticket. We did this and we're going to do this. Our life has changed and my life is great again. It's like, you still didn't do anything. The
but
fucking
it did
grandson
harken. I think the point of it,
yeah,
and I think what I got from it was back in the day and different cultures, whatever, like take care of their families, right? And if one person gets something,
sure,
the whole family gets it.
Absolutely.
Great message.
Is this picture up right now? It is. Okay. So if you look, Grandpa Joe here is fucking clicking his goddamn heels together, dancing midair. He couldn't have worked. He had to stay in bed all day with the grandparents. So the other 2 old fucks there at the bottom of the screen, that's who else was in that bed before Grandpa Joe hops up and is magically all right because he's going to go to a candy factory with his grandson and his golden ticket that he's now claiming.
Well, they were all like depressed too. Things were rough.
It wasn't. I watched the rest of the city going on.
Bed.
For the 3 of them, yes, it was rough, but the rest of the city was bustling. Charlie had a fucking job. He was delivering newspapers. Shitty ass Grandpa Joe.
He was young and spry enough to do that.
He was delivering newspapers
and
all day.
Then he takes care of the family.
And it was so depressing.
Now those 2 are old as shit.
Yeah,
they're dead actually.
Scroll in on that picture. Who is that kissing him in
dead?
the back? Everybody in that picture is dead except for the kid.
I think it's the mom.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? Yeah.
But look at that. The 4 of them in a queen bed.
This is widely known.
I understand.
Yeah.
But the last time I saw this, I was a 6-year-old, and last night I watched it with my 6-year-old, and I was shocked.
Did he ask any questions? Why are those
no,
fucking
he
people
didn't.
in bed?
No,
yeah.
And here's the thing.
You just don't.
Here's the thing. I was waiting for him to ask a question, and he didn't.
Don't put that one up.
Yeah, don't put that one up. Jesus Christ, you're about to get us canceled putting up weird pictures off the internet.
Grandpa Joe getting head.
I was waiting for our son to say something, and then I was like, man, as the scene passed, I was like, that's weird. He didn't say anything. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, shit, I didn't ask my parents
No,
either.
my God, it seemed totally, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think for one second.
All poor people sleep in one bed together, and that's how that
No,
works.
but like when you're that, there was
an
element of depression with it too, right? Because they were like all out of work and like poor and like they're all just like, and it was very down, remember? Like it was very depressing.
But just them. Charlie had a job, and when he was running through the streets, everybody else was working. The streets were packed, and it was like, if it took place during the Depression, I could understand. However, Charlie had a fucking job, dude. And he came home. There's a scene with him coming home after delivering the papers all day, and it's dark, you know? And he's kind of dirty because he's got, newspaper ink on his face, and he's exhausted at age 12. And there you got the three, old people in bed together, sharing a queen. Right. We can't do anything. And then, whoop, you got a golden ticket. Fuck. Whoa.
And then what about the like creepy dude that only wants kids to come to his candy factory?
Yep. Yeah. Another
problematic.
Time, another place.
Another place. I mean, we could do a whole show on all the problems with Willy Wonka. Why they remade it, I have no idea. But hey,
from a script standpoint, if I turn that in, the first note I would get from studio heads is, "Hey, man." So we don't even see Willy Wonka until 45 minutes in? What are we doing dicking around for 45 minutes telling the backstory of these kids' lives?
Well, it's sort of like the Wizard of Oz, right? It's just sort of like an idea that he's up on this hill and behind this curtain, and you finally see him at the very end.
But at least she's in Oz, At least she's out of the bed because she falls asleep in bed, and then at least she's out of that bed. Grandpa Joe's not getting out of that motherfucker until 45 minutes in. Crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. But Gene Wilder is a treasure and should be treated as such.
Oh,
and
yes.
man,
Absolutely.
He's good. And it's still, the last 45 minutes of that movie is still amazing to me. Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, man, I don't remember this as a kid. Because my kid, our son was getting bored with it. And I was like, why is he so bored? And then I'm like, oh, well, because the thing that I promised him that the movie's about going to a candy factory, they're not even going there till 46 minutes in. So. But
this is what I do like to do. I like to show him older. Like, I got him into, like, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And, like, Labyrinth and things that I just feel like shows that they have now are so, like, ADD driven that, like, why did I like Willy Wonka at 6, but he can't fucking handle it? Do you know what I mean?
Two different styles of filmmaking, yes.
Yeah, yep. But it's just what we had. We were able to, like, chill, dude.
Chill. Well, here's the thing. You were able to chill because you didn't have phones. You didn't have iPads jammed in your face all day. You were able to do that. Now you're not, where it's just like, I want this and I want it now.
I want a golden ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some girl in fucking Indiana is able to pop up a tweet last night and ruin somebody's career of like, hey, I was unhappy about what happened to me at 19 years old. So that's the age we live in, where it's just like fast paced. I mean, even the Chris D'Elia story, gone out of the top 25 trending things on Twitter already. Mm-hmm. It was a 12-hour news cycle. Boom, gone out of there. Now people are talking about China and India going to war, World War III. Fuck you. People are dying. There's always going to be something new, and that's it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But Willy Wonka, man, fucking Grandpa Joe. I would say one of the worst characters in movie history now.
Yeah.
God, what a piece of shit. I didn't know, man. It's been a long time for me. And,
Grandpa Joe got canceled a while ago, but like we were cool with it back in the day, right? Grandpa Joe has been canceled. When did those memes start, you guys? When we all were like
5 years ago.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and we and we all like collectively were like, holy shit, why did we never think that?
Type in Grandpa Joe meme.
Yeah.
And you'll see, like, pop one of those up on the screen. God damn it, man.
But anyway.
If coronavirus was a person. Put that on the screen. That's exactly true. It's Grandpa Joe.
It's Grandpa Joe, that piece of shit, ruining everything.
If coronavirus was a person.
Yeah.
It's Grandpa Joe. Just not doing anything. Man, that's it. Good morning to everyone except Grandpa Joe.
Except for Grandpa Joe. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, the biggest movie assholes of all time. They got Grandpa Joe, Jenny from Forrest Gump, Biff.
Totally.
I mean, nailed it.
Totally.
Oh, Dr. Greyfang.
I know, right?
I know that Instagram account.
That is probably Dan's meme that he made.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. We have a huge show today. This is one of those days where there's endless news stories.
Yeah.
We're just like, holy shit. So let's get to the sponsors real quick and then we'll hop back into it. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Best mattresses in the biz. I keep getting tagged in these and I'm amped about it. Because it is the best mattress there is and everybody's getting these things. We wouldn't promote, and they love them. I wouldn't promote these fucking things because of the cost of them if they weren't the best mattresses on the planet. Right now, everything is 25% off. If you get a mattress, you get 2 free pillows with it. And as always, if you order anything in the store, the adjustable base, the sheets, the pillows, the mattresses, whatever it is, the covers, the cooling mattress, you can take that 25% off and still apply it to the 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest on that. So it knocks it down to like $20 a month, $20, $30. Depending upon what you order, you can go ham on that motherfucker. Might be 35, you know? You never know.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't know what you're ordering.
Oh, heck yeah.
But the adjustable bases have USB ports. You can plug in a fleshlight. So, you know, if you're alone or trying not to DM someone on Instagram who may or may not be underage, plug in a fleshlight. That'll satisfy you faster there.
Sure.
You go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if I need to show a picture of me at 16. It's different world, dude.
What do you mean?
I just looked like a chubby little 16-year-old. Like, there's no way that anyone would be like, hey, what up, girl?
Yeah.
Like, I was clearly very young.
Sure. But you look at that
different world
that
now.
bad Bobby chick, the Cash Me Outside girl. She's got huge breasts, right?
Fake ones.
Oh, I don't know. Are they?
Well, how old is she? I'm sure.
That's the thing. So from these pictures,
she's not even 16 yet. I think she's
been
16 now.
She's been getting DMs since she was 14 years old. And to be honest, when I looked at that girl, the way she's all fucking done up, I was like, Jesus Christ, you look like you're 30 years old. So I didn't know. There's like a countdown to her 18th birthday, I guess. Yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Anyways,
some of these girls though, you're just like, who fucking knows? But the generation we're in now of they don't see the sun or don't do anything, and most of them look like children. Yeah, like absolute fucking children. Next up, Jabes, we got ExpressVPN.com.
Perfect.
/revolution. Could it be any more perfect? I'll let you take this one, Jabes.
Well, I mean, I definitely have it on mine. I don't need it as much as you do, but you and your loser friends, you better get ExpressVPN.
Oh, yeah.
Retroactively.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's this thing, like people think that if they go incognito mode on their computers or phones or whatever, that they're safe. But like we were saying, your like provider, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, whatever, has all of that information still. So like it's not completely covered. But if you have an ExpressVPN, a virtual private network, you are actually protected from anyone knowing what the fuck you're doing. And we know you guys are doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you fucking.
And not fucked up shit, but whatever. You're doing whatever you want to do, and you should be allowed to do it in the privacy of your computer.
Or if you just want to watch, porn on Netflixes all over the world, you can. And
like that 365.
Yeah.
It was 365 DNI, which is what it was when the girls on Broettes were changing their IP to be able to watch this sexy Polish film that now is on Netflix. It's 365 days is what it's called now on Netflix, but that's another thing that you can do with ExpressVPN is hide your location.
.com /revolution. Today, $7 a month. If you sign up for a year, you get 3 for free. Which, look, it's one of those things you should have it. And
oh my gosh, that amount of money
with your life
is worth every penny. Believe me.
Totes. Last but not least, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com, Jade.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Strikeforce Energy's got 4 amazing flavors. Here it is. Tasty, tiny little 10-pouch kids. You rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. Lasts longer than 5-hour energy. And there's no carbs and sugars in this. No gluten. They don't use any pig's feet or intestines in it either.
Or Putin. No gluten or Putin.
No gluten or Putin. So you can have it and be all jacked up for days. And it goes into any liquid you could possibly think of. It's great in White Claws and Trulies and all that other shit. Spice it up. Get wet.
Brooke, we know you. We know you're drinking it right now to get through the day, girl.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
It is rough out there in the rain.
StrikeForceEnergy.com. Today, promo code Revolution, 20% off, 10-pack, 40-pack, 750-milliliter bottle. It comes in the same box as you get at like 7-Eleven and shit, so it's dope. It's not going to be messy. It's not going to be messy, Jabes. I want to talk about Jocko was on Joe Rogan yesterday. Okay. And they were talking about how much they had wished they think The Rock should run for president. Now, he's talked about it before. The Rock has actually talked about this before.
I know.
Back in 2016. I actually don't think this is very far-fetched. Is that weird?
No, it's not now. Is it a great idea? I'm not sure. But as we know now, it's like, who cares what we're choosing now? Like, who do we want to be the face of the brand?
Of America.
Right now, I'd say buyer's remorse a little bit with what we have. But that's what we were doing, right? We were having, like, who's going to be the face of, like, our nation, right?
I'm fine with Trump as
we
the
know
face
you're
of America.
fine with it. We know you're fine with it. But that's all you're really picking at this point.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Who do you want to be the person?
The office is too big to fail, in my opinion, and I don't know that we can go back now because I don't think Biden's like
other than
yeah
right
yeah.
So we're like, man, he's jacked. He must be in the fucking gym all the time. Why is he not working on this issue or that issue? Like that's the problem, right?
Sure.
Like Bush would go camping or shooting or whatever, and people are like, "What? Off? Like,
you don't get a day off. He doesn't have any days off already, so
Yeah.
To me, that would fit in with his personality. He doesn't have a life either.
Yeah.
So him being president, it's the same. And I think with the way movies are headed out, because I don't know if theaters will exist in a few years, to be honest with you, I think you're going to have to look for another way to make that kind of money. And the Obamas sold their books for $33 million right after they got out. Congratulations. The Rock and all of his brands and all that shit. Because, look, Trump still owns the hotels and everything else, and those brands do great because he's president. I think it's the natural move for The Rock, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. How's the internet, kids? I think it's. I think with The Rock, this is probably a decent possibility after the next cycle goes around. Do I want it? No, but
does it matter?
No.
What do you think? What is something that he would do that you would be pissed that he would? It's he's just gonna come out and talk and make people feel better about stuff. And sorry, in the same way that kind of Obama did, behind the scenes, we're finding out now he was doing
nothing.
Not nothing, but stuff that people didn't really like or didn't align with Democratic, ideals, right? But he was coming out and making people feel good.
Yeah.
With his speeches and, doing certain things, being compassionate, things that just made people feel better.
Yeah. Because there's been a lot of people saying that Obama did nothing.
There's no way that's true. I mean,
he did a few things. The things that he's getting criticized for, right now during the Black Lives Matter movement, is that he didn't do enough for black people.
Right.
Which is true. He didn't even fix his own city, which I still don't understand. He's from Chicago.
Arguably worse than it was, but
yes, it still is. And then they were talking about the LGBT existed. No, it did not. And here's the thing.
Crazy.
So you take, and that's a great example. You take that bill, right? That went to the Supreme Court. That's a conservative court that passed that.
Yeah.
Sorry, it is. And one would think the way that Democrats champion the LGBTQ community, they would have passed all of that shit. It took Obama 7 years just to pass gay marriage.
Yeah.
He was in his 7th year of his term. And it's the things that are out there that you think about really aren't true and whatever. When you start digging into these presidential pasts and histories and all that shit, I don't know what The Rock, yeah, if he's the president, fine. I don't know. What's he going to do?
Right.
Not going to affect my life. I'll go to work the next day. I will smell what he's cooking every day.
Sure.
But that's about it.
Sure.
And I don't know that it's that far off. And they were saying Jocko is VP, and it was just why not? Why not have the Rock and Jocko in there as VP? I don't know what party they would run under. I'm assuming it'd be the Republican Party, but
yeah,
that has to be next, I think, for most of these people.
You're assuming who would be in the Republican?
The Rock. If he's going to run with Jocko? What do you think?
No. Yeah, no way.
You think he'd be a Democrat? I don't know. Hey, Schwarzenegger was a Republican.
But independent can't win.
Schwarzenegger was a Republican in California.
Yeah, but Schwarzenegger had Republican. I don't know.
Yeah, and his whole family, Schwarzenegger's, was Democrat. His wife was the Kennedys.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure.
That's fair.
Look it up.
But anyway.
Look it up. I've been on fire today. You look that up, Alec. I think he was considering running for the Republican Party. So he's attended. All right. So it says he's attended both. Different types of rally, Republican and you've got to pick one though. Is the thing. If someone were to run as an independent though, maybe it could be The Rock.
And actually make that party something that's
maybe
viable. Yeah, possibly.
Because thinking about this last night, right? I looked at his social media numbers. They are higher than Donald Trump's now. They are.
Huh. Well,
look up The Rock's Instagram. How many followers does he have?
We couldn't make the Rock Clock work, which I really wanted to
What's
use.
the Rock Clock?
Remember that app that didn't work, but it was the Rock Clock, and you would you would have.
So 220 million followers for The Rock, dude.
Wow.
We have 338 million people in this country. He'd be able to do free campaigning all day long, every day across the social media.
Wow.
You know how invaluable that is? I mean, yes, he could fucking do this for sure. For sure. It's too late now, but
once
the next
again,
one,
the Rock Clock was an app that he tried.
187 million followers on Instagram. Wow. And the Rock Clock, Jabes, what was it?
It was an app that you got, and you would get notifications every time, like, you know how he gets up at this time and eats, and then this out, and he would give. Yeah. Then you like go to the gym at 4:30 or 5. Right, you work out for this long. Then you eat this. Then you blah blah blah. You go back to the gym. You go for I don't know what it is.
Nope, worst life ever. There's no way I would want.
Rock Clock.
There's no way I would want his life. But
the only reason I would have it, is to say I have the Rock Clock, because it's a great. They could happen where he's like, listen, guys. It's cool now.
We're juicing up everybody,
just
brother.
Be fucking cool about it, dude.
Yeah. Because no one has done more steroids than the Rock. Don't go to these Russian
doctors. Let's just have Yeah.
No one has done more steroids than the Rock. You know?
Yeah.
He can go to the FDA and say, let's approve this shit. Let's get a pill form. I'm tired of getting injections, brother. Let's get pill form. Let's get some droplets underneath the old tongue. Let those dissolve.
Sure.
I hope that would be his first thing that he passes, his first executive order. Gets in day one steroids, legal, pill form, droplets. Everybody's on them. We want to be better humans. We want to have better military. We want to have better police, everything.
He puts Lance Armstrong in charge of some kind of like.
No one looks better than Lance. He looks younger than he did at 21 years old. Let's get everybody juiced up.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's really insane.
Just fucking bing, bing. Popping off those roids.
Did we talk about Rocketman really quick?
Yeah, we can talk about Rocketman for sure.
Just really quick. Yeah. I had talked a lot of, not shit, but I was just like, a
lot of bullshit.
Because nobody watched it. Nobody saw it. He wasn't nominated for anything. I was just like, all right, well, I guess it was a flop. I was burned by Bohemian Rhapsody, right?
Yes.
Horrible.
Scorched. Yeah.
I was burned. I felt bad. I was like, dude, I'm not going into another bullshit an undertaking. Amazing. Nothing cheesy about it. It was close to perfection as far as it just kind of showed Elton John's amazingness, which is what.
And he had a heavy hand in creating all of that.
Very honest about things that he did wrong, things that he fucked up, how he treated people, as opposed to I'll call it the Queen doc, because it was all about the band members and not actually
Freddie Mercury. Yeah.
Freddie Mercury, which is who we wanted to fucking see.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing, and I honestly cannot imagine making that movie. Looking at it at the end, the masterpiece that it was.
Yep.
And not getting nominated. Unfucking believable.
Crazy.
I would be like, what world? I would quit making movies, honestly. The amount of shit, on point. It was very much a musical, so you kind of have to get into that realm. Mm-hmm. But once you get there, unbelievable.
It was a fantastic movie. It came out a year ago, I think.
Unbelievable.
But it was fantastic. Super late to the party on this one. And it was great.
And I feel bad because I think if more people had seen it, it had to have gotten.
Well, the reason why was because it was an R. And Bohemian Rhapsody was PG-13.
Bohemian Rhapsody was PG-13?
Correct.
Okay.
And they did that on purpose, and that was one of the things that pissed Sacha Baron Cohen off when he was going to make that movie was, it was a hard R, and the band was like, no. We think it should be PG-13, and
wow, okay.
We don't really need to see that much gay stuff about his life. And that thing became a global phenomenon. If memory serves me correctly, I think Bohemian Rhapsody made about 750 to 800 million worldwide. Scroll back to just type in Bohemian Rhapsody box office, and I think the worldwide was somewhere close to 800 million. Now, Rocketman did not do well because it was an R.
It was an R, and I think there is still, sadly, a large...
Yep, 903 million worldwide.
I think there is still, sadly, a large portion of people that are cool with it, the gay stuff. They just don't want to see it.
So...
And that's what kind of makes me sad.
When we were watching the movie, I said, this is why this got an R, because they refused to pull this one scene.
Good for them. But hey, that's what's going to happen. And that must have been it, and it's sad.
It was a missionary sex scene with another dude, which I haven't seen.
They didn't show that much, dude.
No,
they definitely like panned away. It was like not a big deal at all.
I understand. But I think it was the hair, the amount of hair on that gentleman's legs when he pulled it up in the missionary position.
You're the problem.
In the position that people were like, oh, okay.
You're the problem. You've always been the problem.
And he pointed
continue to be.
He pointed his toes down. And he pointed it down when he pulled his legs up to go mish in the missionary position and that was probably what garnered that R, I would say. But they refused to pull that scene.
The toes going down?
Yeah, the toes going down.
Garnered the R?
Well, the legs going up and then the toes going down. And it was the missionary on top of that is what happened there. Because I've seen a lot of hilarious, amazing gay sex scenes that I love. Everybody knows this about me. I even talked about this on Drinkin Bros the other day. Brokeback Mountain was hilarious. Like I enjoyed myself. I laughed for 1,000 years. I saw it alone in theaters. That's how much fun I had with that movie. I love a good graphic male nudity scene. I've never, ever in my gay movie history gone to see a movie and seen a mish like that. I was not aware that was a common move that could be pulled off, and it shows my ignorance as a straight man. But I guess you can just go mish in that, and that was the shocker for me.
You show your ignorance as a straight man every day.
It's probably true.
Daily.
It's probably true. But I was not aware that mish was a big position, you know?
Fucking A, bro.
Did you know that? Did you really?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah.
I'm being totally honest. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. So even then I was like, oh shit. When they rolled over, I was like, wait, well, how's that going to work? And then the legs came up.
Nope. This is not why I wanted to talk about it.
Stop. The toes are pointing.
Stop.
I'm just telling you why I got an R and why it didn't do well. Type in Rocketman box office. I want to say it was probably close to 200 million. Most of it was overseas, I believe. God damn it, I am on fire today.
Yeah, because they're just more evolved than we are in certain ways.
No, I think it's because of this. Elton John was so huge in Europe and England. I mean, he's from England, right? The English box office had a big thing to do with this. I mean, he was massive over there. Massive. So was
massive here.
No, but here's the thing. Queen was also British. So it was like, you know, these guys were number one on the charts forever.
They weren't. They were here
Indian?
though.
Oh, you're talking about Freddie Mercury, yes, but he's from.
They were an English band.
Yeah,
okay.
They were an English band. Because you have that audience as well, where there is different music over there that is so much bigger than here. Like, because to be real, I was late to the party on Elton John. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
When I was a kid, Elton John wasn't cool. It wasn't until later in life where it was just like you start dipping into the old catalog and you're like, oh shit, he had 900 hits. As a kid, the songs you hear out were cheesy to me, like Crocodile Rock. Mm-hmm. I can't get down on Crocodile Rock.
No, but I
understand, but these are the songs that were on the radio when I was a kid. So it was like, oh, my parents are listening to that.
I really think it was just, it was too
arty.
No, I think there's people that are not cool with the gay stuff still, and a lot of them.
Freddie Mercury was gay.
Yeah, but you didn't see him kiss anyone. You didn't see him get naked with anyone. They barely even said that he was fucking gay.
Yeah.
So that's why that one did okay. He from scene one in Elton John was like, oh shit, I'm gay. So that was an underlying thing in the whole movie, and I think there's a lot of people, we know them, that are cool with it. They just don't want to see it.
Pull up that picture of Freddie Mercury.
You could fucking fire someone for being gay up until...
Right there. Put that one up there. So you're telling me with Freddie Mercury, people didn't know he was gay from this picture, or...
There is a lot of people. And knowing and seeing are completely different. There are people that are like, I don't care what you do behind closed doors. Still is a phrase, right? I don't care what you do behind closed doors. I just don't want to see it, right?
So was George Michael shocking to you that he was gay?
At a certain point, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm so unshocked by all of it that I'm like, I don't really think about it. Put that picture up right there.
Let's be clear.
Look
I
at
don't
that.
think it's weird. I'm saying
I don't think it's weird either.
that's why I think that's why that movie must not have done well, because it was a masterpiece. It was amazing.
Yeah, but
it was amazing.
But by the way, thinking back to the Elton John thing, like the other song I remember, I guess like kind of growing up or that your parents play or whatever was, and I guess that's why they call it the blues. Down on my hair. It wasn't like cool to me, so like, I didn't realize that Elton John was cool.
Yeah. Now?
Yes.
Damn,
like
genius.
I
dude.
think his catalog hit me in college, where it was just like it was on, at a bar or something, and it went through all of the songs. Because if you can get past Crocodile Rock in your head, that's the whole. And I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, but the way they did it in the movie.
Goodbye, yellow.
Do you remember the way they did it in the movie? And it was like la 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 la,
and
everyone's
scene,
like fucking floating. You're just like, fuck, this is awesome.
It was awesome, but if you just hear Crocodile Rock, just out chilling, you're like, meh.
Maybe, or maybe if you were like at the Troubadour and you didn't know who the fuck this weirdo was, and he played that, you're like, whoa, this guy's fucking crazy, actually.
Kind of, but like
he's not at all what you think.
Today's current artist, I think of Elton John as Lion King too. I mean, that was yes. Are you kidding me? Can you feel love? That was the biggest song
masterpiece
in the world.
Masterpiece.
But like, it doesn't do justice to how cool Elton John was for all of his other shit.
He's got a Post Malone vibe in that he would just wear weird ass shit to like, I don't know, like throw people off a little bit. And then when he played, it was like, oh shit. Like when you see somebody walking out like that, you're like, oh God. And the element of being like, I'm a fucking badass, like has so much more of an impact, right? Because you're like, who's this motherfucker in a matching popcorn suit or whatever? And then he comes out and kills or plays something that's not at all what he looks like.
It's true. It's
a great move.
Yeah.
It's very rock and roll. But anyway.
And you like it, yeah.
And I like it. Point of that being, James,
I guess the last one I want to talk about is Dr. Fauci here. I said the last time I talked about it, I was all done with Dr. Fauci.
Right.
I'm over his bullshit. I'm done with the greatness of Dr. Fauci.
The Fauci.
Yeah.
The Fauci.
Back at it again. It's time for him to just shut the fuck up. So his latest is, I wouldn't go to the Trump rally because there's going to be people exposed and the fucking thing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I didn't hear, Dr. Fauci? Don't go out in the streets and protest or riot or do anything else. He never said a goddamn word about that, bro. And there's 50 million people out protesting. So the genie's out of the bottle on that one. People want to go to a fucking rally, they can go to a goddamn rally. They can go wherever they want now. They want to go to a Trump rally, they want to go to Applebee's together. Let them do whatever they want now, because if you wanted to stop it, you would have stopped it at every single point, not when it just suits you. The other part is he says he fucking lied about when he said you don't have to wear a mask. Now he's saying...
No, he said he pushed it back because he knew the doctors would not
have enough thing. Yeah. He lied. If he was a fucking honest, good old doc, Dr. Fauci, no, you would have spoke your truth, bro. And he would have said... Oh, hey, look, they're out of mask and we don't have enough mask and blah, 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 blah. It's too late, dude, to go back on all of this fucking shit. So we're all done with Dr. Fauci here. I'm all good on Dr. Anthony Fauci. Mm-hmm. I can move on with my life. I don't need to hear from him anymore. Anyone from WHO, the WHO. Mm-hmm. I don't need to hear from them anymore. Sure. CDC can also go fuck itself. I'm all done. If we die, we die at this point. Mm-hmm. So that's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. I want to move on, and I don't want to hear any more of your bullshit. I know a book is probably coming. There's like 3 more Trump books coming as well from family members. The other guy who got fired. I think this is all being set up for a book now, and that's kind of it. So yeah, if Fauci gets fired, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I want to preempt this because I think it's probably coming.
You think so? Just because of that?
You can't say this. You can't say, hey man,
I delayed
saying this about the mask because I knew we'd be out of masks. Like, you're a fucking liar, dude.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking doctor who's really concerned about all the people, you would have said, hey man, we're out of masks. We should be wearing them, but we're out of them.
Right.
I don't know how we're out of them too, by the way. Every company and their mother. I've gotten 68 emails in the last 2 weeks of, hey, we've got a new mask. You bought our products once before. Now buy our mask. And it's trendy, and it's got some, 2 dogs, clapping a beach ball together. Whatever fucked up tie I ordered in the past, and their company's now coming back to sell me a mask. Like, plenty of masks, Dr. Fauci. You notice that? You put that bobblehead up on screen. So you can now buy a bobblehead of Dr. Fauci. Did you know this?
No.
They're selling Dr. Fauci bobbleheads. I saw this on CNN.
That would be cute.
It would be. It would be even cuter.
Is it life size?
Is it on screen right now? Okay. Put it back up on the screen real quick. You know what would be cuter about this? If he was wearing a fucking mask. You want us to wear a mask and your bobblehead's not even going to wear one? You fucking cocksucker. No, dude, I'm not doing it. Call the bobblehead company, Anthony. Tell them you want a mask on your own doll. Because having a doll out there without a mask on would probably be unsafe and would be sending the wrong message. Put a fucking mask on the doll.
Is it to scale? Right? Because it would be... You could do a little...
Same height and weight.
Oh, and Scarfy, Dr. Scarfy.
Oh, yeah. Are they making Scarfy dolls? What's her name? Pop her back up on the screen. Who's the fucking... What's the Scarfy woman's name?
We should.
We don't really know. We just call her Dr. Scarfy.
I know.
We've got Fauci and Scarfy, the woman with the scarf.
Gosh.
Who never used that scarf to tie it around her face at any point during any of these new conferences.
We're very problematic here.
There it is. Oh, Dr. Burks. That's it. Yeah, Burksy. Look at that. They've even got the little shawl on her.
Sure.
That's a fun thing.
Oh, yes, they do a lot. They do, yeah.
I like how the hand... Is that picture still up on screen? I like how the hand of Dr. Fauci looks like he's petting a small child, as if to tell him it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine.
What is this move, by the way?
Yeah, who?
Huh.
Maybe
she's going...
Maybe he's getting head.
Stay
Maybe that other...
inside.
Yeah, maybe he's getting head, and the other doll goes underneath that hand.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Slides it forward.
Maybe you can hang your coat on there.
Yeah, or a used rubber. Whatever you want. I'm all done with Dr. Fauci. Put a mask on, bro. Sends the bad message. Are you wearing mask out in public anywhere?
No.
Okay.
I only wore it on the plane when I had to, right? I brought one to the hair appointment.
You did? But you
yeah,
didn't wear
it. We wore it, yeah.
Okay.
We wore it.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, you winky. You winked on it. Because the last story here that I'm going to go fucking ham on is American Airlines and Delta have come together and are banning alcohol on planes.
Oh, banning?
Banning.
Forever?
There is no return date in sight.
I thought that was already happened, though. What are you talking about?
But now they're coming out and saying, hey.
What they're also doing, though, is making it mandatory, which, well, just on United. But remember when we flew and we got snitched on?
Yeah.
Because, and the flight attendant was like, it's suggested, like, we are not allowed to make anyone do anything, right?
Right.
But now they have, because of you, I believe, and that's that snitch.
That Indian snitch.
I think that Indian snitch has taken it all the way to the top, and you now have to, or it's mandatory, they can kick you off or whatever. Now.
Garbage, man. You can't booze on a flight anymore. You got to wear a mask. What's next? Prohibition? Are we there yet? Are we in prohibition yet? Thanks, Dr. Fauci and all you fuckboys out there. You know what? They should all band together. If you don't want to say shit and tell people not to, I'm worrying about when you're running out of masks. I thought I'd lie about it. Lie about the coronavirus. Lie about the economy. Just say, hey, everybody's fine. Go out, get the disease, figure out your fucking life, and then, we're not going to go bankrupt as a country. But instead, There is snitches now in every fucking state coming forward with all this stupid shit. Texas was one of them. Oh, the governor, we should do more for the people. And there's a record number of cases here today. I looked at the record number of cases there today. It was like 2,600. 2,600. That is a state of 30 million people. And the governor was like, no, fuck off. I'm not going to do your fucking bullshit. Like, it's 30 million people there and 2,600 people have it.
Right.
The majority of them are old people in like nursing homes and shit. Like, no, dude, I'm fucking done with this. And if this ruins sports,
right,
it's time to start burning shit down.
So, the mask, I don't mind if we get to open everything up and be normal. So it's one or the other, right? So it's like either we close everything down and everyone stays home, or everyone has to wear a mask and business as usual, right? So as long as you are wearing a mask or whatever, that's the only thing I really want is people's businesses to be able to open back up, right? Like if I have to wear a mask in order for that to happen,
right,
I will, because that's the most important, to me, the most important thing is like getting everyone back, getting people's families fed, things going, the economy rolling, right?
Right.
So if they wanted to say that, but that's not what they're saying. They're like, you have to wear a mask everywhere and still stay closed. So like what?
I don't want any of it. I don't want the goddamn mask. I don't want to live like China. I don't want any part of any of it. And to me, going to a restaurant, you were with me. Like we'd wear the mask to the table and then take it off at the table to eat the food. What the fuck is that going to do? What's it going to do?
I don't know.
Say I get some coughing fit at the table and just start hacking up all over people. Then what? How's that going to stop the spread of anything? All of it is so fucking stupid. So yeah, Fauci, if you get fired in a couple of days.
There you go,
It was
bro.
fun. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, great song.
I know. I didn't go back to his catalog until after that. I grew up on The Lion King, dude, for Christ's sakes. I was like, oh, Elton John, The Lion King. And then Crocodile Rock. And I didn't realize he had a bunch of cool, tripped out acid music, like hidden in the background.
Just some cool shit. What is it?
The best. Yeah, they invented a mask to allow eating in a restaurant.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
That's a fucking hole in a mask, bro.
They were on the Today Show yesterday they were reopening the Jersey Shore, which obviously I love. And, the woman's doing an interview who owns the business. She's wearing a mask, but it's down below her nose. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing anymore?
What are we doing anymore?
And LA gyms are opening up, putting people in isolation cubes.
To work out?
Yeah. Have you seen these?
No.
Oh, type in the Los Angeles isolation cube at the gyms.
Work.
Glad you asked that because I thought the same thing. And I was like, oh, well, fuck. We might as well all be at home. And gym. You're on tanks. You're on tanks. Isolation chamber.
Chamber, yeah.
Yeah. And then just click on the images for it. Bango. Yeah, there it is. Working out in a fucking hamster cube now. Look at that, Javes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. That's what they're doing in LA right now. Because the gyms still aren't open. And they're like, well, you can open if you're isolated in your own plastic cube. I mean, look at that shit. So you kind of have the basics there, right? You got some dumbbells. I mean, you're pretty much, if you look at that, is that photo up on screen right now? That's what we call a prison workout in the biz, right? You're in a 10 by 10 cell, essentially. Mm-hmm. You've got a handful of shit. You're doing some bed dips, bed tricep dips. What's the point?
Arms,
look at how cramped that guy is,
no
so he
legs.
doesn't poke his toes through the plastic cube there, through the plastic bubble. Now, if he was in Mish and he had his toes pointed down, that would definitely poke through that hole. But he's not. He's very careful. He's got to stay in his prison cell. Look at that guy. Look, I mean, put that picture up and zoom in real quick. Look at how miserable his life probably is anyways. And now you're putting him inside a plastic cube to work out in with a bunch of girl weights. And then is that a yellow pack of sanitize? Yeah, some sanitize wipes. Man. If that isn't the definition of communism right there, like that's it. You might as well throw a bag of rice on the ground and say, hey, here's your meal. And this, you can have 3 cups of this throughout the day. We want you to boil it in here and eat it in front of us so we know exactly what's going into your body before you go out into the world. It's fucked. Look at this guy. Pop that guy up. Oh, if you want to go out, this is you want to go outside your cube, you've got to wear a full goddamn face shield like you're working on a soldering iron just to get some dips in out there. Yikes. That's why I'm not cool with any of it.
Right.
I think Fauci should just shut the fuck up at this point. James, this was fun. Like your hair. Looks great.
Thanks.
Camet Brush here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
If you're in Wilmington, North Carolina, in the Wilmington area, go to Brush. Get your hair done. She's probably the best out here.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Her salon's super cute.
Yeah. So go to Brush in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Do it.
Get yourself a Fauci bobblehead and mask it up. Boy, I know what I'd like to do with that thing. Put it in a rubber and go straight up my butt.
Eesh, with the hand sticking out like that too?
Yep. Just with the hand sticking out. That hand sticking out is that's how far you can go in.
Rough one.
Before blood.
Rough one. Let's say hi to some people just real quick.
Yeah.
Craig.
Craigers.
The Hawk.
The Hawk. The Night Hawk. Danny Bunny. Daniel K.
Danny Bunny's cool, right, guys?
Satan Claus is back in this bitch. Big Dick
He's
Danoff
not canceled.
is in here.
Satan Claus said he wasn't canceled.
Jacob Nickel. I think Jacob Nickel's actually coming into town.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's going to stop by
Julia
the studio. Kirkis.
Rihanna.
Ivan Huerta.
Oh.
And we have some massive news next week. So stay tuned. We have some life-changing news next week, Jabes.
Life-changing. Nico.
It'll be fun.
The Greco. Brooke was in here.
Rick Miner.
Reed
Whites.
The Nooners. Brittany.
Yeah, I hear you, girl. But thanks for staying with us. Go to iTunes and subscribe to the audio show. Also rate it a 5 and give it a quick review. Helps scoot us on up the charts. Woo! That's sexy. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.